Merry Meet. So, I was making a review about the tarot deck a moment ago, and I got this idea for a video, so I thought I would just get it out of the way because I had a few moments to talk to my computer. And that is about tarot bags. I don't hear a lot of people talking about them and basically the pros and cons of using them. Now, originally, I weren't a huge fan because I like to keep things in the set. It's like this when I get a collector's edition DVD or Blu-ray set, I tend to keep everything in that set, including if there's a t-shirt or anything like that. If it fits in the box, it stays in the box, so the set is complete. Therefore, I usually kept my decks in the box it came with until that box was basically worn out, and I would usually tape the box and work pretty hard to keep that box going. However, after some of my boxes had given out, so I had to start using bags for my decks, I have become far more of a fan of it. So I guess this is since this is pretty much it's a spontaneous video here. I don't know how many points, but so let's just count the reasons as we go. The X number of reasons why it's a good idea to use a tarot bag. So, number one, and this is a practical one. As I was trying to get this one back in the box after talking about it, I had a problem of basically some of them catching. Because this little flap goes in there, so cards and the little book catch on that, which makes it a hassle to get it back in there. You have to keep it like that. You don't have that issue when using a tarot bag. So that's reason number one. It just makes it easier to get the deck in and out of the storage media. So yeah, there's that. The second thing is that it feels, I think this is probably the main reason for me. When I started to use bags like this one, it just feels more special to me to basically open up and take my cards out of a nice bag than to, oh, did I flash some naughty stuff? I hope I didn't do that, because then YouTube will blow up. To basically get my cards out of a nice bag than to take them out of a, after a while, pretty ratty cardstock box. It just feels more magical. Now, I can't say that you will get the same feeling, but it definitely does for me. And to be quite honest, when it comes to magic, it's all in us, really. The reason why we use various things are for symbolisms and those things, but a lot of it is straight up for the theatrics, for ourselves. And if something feels more magical, it tends to be more magical. So that's a thing that can be important. Using a bag can just make using the cards feel more special. So that's reason 2. Reason 3 is that these boxes will wear out. It's not so much when you have heavy cardstock boxes or tins and such, but when you have flimsy card boxes like this one here, I haven't had that box so long and it's already starting to look a bit ratty here and there. They will start to wear out, and sooner or later this flap will give out, and if you are transporting your cards, then you have your deck all over your purse. So it keeps your deck safer from that. Though the safest for transportation is a heavy box, like those really heavy cardstock stock boxes, or preferably tins. So I love decks that comes in tins because I use them as purse decks. purse decks. So basically, usually they're fairly small too, so I can just drop one of those tins in my purse and then have a deck with me. But for decks that I mostly use around the house and perhaps pack if I'm going to go traveling somewhere, a bag keeps them safer. So that is reason 3. And reason 4 is that when you make a deck yourself and make a bag yourself, you invest a lot of energy in it. This wouldn't be so much for a bag like this, which is pre-bought, though it's beautiful. But for a bag that you make yourself, it is quite, you put a lot of energy into making that bag. And that energy will then seep into your deck, and you get that whole thing with why making some of your tools can make them more powerful. And while for most of us, making a tarot deck ourselves is hard, because most of us aren't that great artists, and even those of us who can draw very well and might buy a blank deck and draw, it's a huge undertaking to draw that many pictures, get all the symbolisms in, and so on and so forth. So you usually buy them. But then making a bag for it is a great way of infusing your own energy into the deck. So that's what are we up to now? 4? I think it's 4. So there is that. And the 5th reason is along the same lines. You can easily then make a bag to fit color magic into it, so that you can make a bag that fits in color and tone to the deck. Or even, let's say I know I want to do a reading on my health. I might make a blue, or have already made somewhere, a blue bag, and keep my deck in that blue bag for a while, until the time where I'm planning on doing that divination, for it to absorb that blue energy and make my health reading more accurate. So that's a 5th reason for using a bag. It allows you to basically store your bag in a lot of energy. And with things like, for example, this, that has, and I mean, it actually shows up fairly well on the camera. When you have these really vibrant, almost flashing neon and all the colors, that brings energy to a deck. The same if you have, for example, you can have actually flashing colors that when put together give this flashing effect. A lot of occult systems use those to bring energy. Or you can use energy giving colors. So basically you can bring color magic into it by having several bags available. And yeah. And as a little bit of a bonus reason, our reason 6, making tarot bags are great little crafts. This has nothing to do with a benefit to your readings. No. This is just, it's great little crafts. You do not need a great deal of skill. I have just started the crocheting, and I think this turned out pretty well. I am no great seamstress. I think this turned out pretty well. It's fast, quick arts. It's a great way to learn some new technique. It's a great way to use up leftover yarn and fabric. And tarot bags also make great gifts for people you know are reading tarot or other forms of oracle decks. Making them a bag is a great way to do a gift. For example, there's always a lot of questions around Christmas time. Oh, I know a witch and I want to give her a witchy gift, and it shouldn't cost too much because it's just a friendship gift. Make her a tarot bag. You can definitely do it even if you don't have a lot of crafting skills. So yeah, that is 6 reasons why it can be a good idea to use a tarot bag. Of course, at the end of the day, it is all up to you. I think that for me, I will probably be making more and more bags and put at least the decks I use a lot. Some of my decks are generally just there because I collect, and they will have a lot lower priority to get them into bags. But for the decks I use, I will probably make more bags to use to put them in, because it just feels more special to me. Though decks that comes in tins, I will probably keep in the tins, because then they're very protected, and it's very nice to just have that tin to just throw in my purse whenever I feel like bringing a tarot deck with me. So yeah, that was my little video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have a great day, and blessed be.